Hi everyone, welcome back to EndIsEnglishNotes.com. Today we're going to be looking at Act 1, Scene 5 of Romeo and Juliet. So, the last time we did the summary, we looked at Act 1, Scene 4, where Benvolio, Mercutio and Romeo were heading to the feast. Romeo had a premonition saying that something was going to happen that he felt was going to set in motion a chain of events that was going to result in a danger to his life. So, we're now at the party. So, they're at the feast. Romeo sees Juliet across the room and immediately forgets about Rosaline. Now, this highlights his impetuous and dramatic nature. The word impetuous means he basically makes decisions without thinking of any consequence, and he's also really dramatic. Look at what he says. Did my heart love till now, forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night. So he's basically saying he never saw anyone beautiful ever before. This is after the first few scenes where all he has talked about is how beautiful Rosaline was, and in fact Benvolio's his little trick has come true. He basically says you'll forget about Rosaline if you see someone more beautiful, and this is exactly what happened to Romeo. So he's at the party, he sees Juliet, and he completely forgets about Rosaline. Okay, so I never saw true beauty till this night. Okay, so all the things he said before you have to remember, and you have to think about what does that say about his character, about how dramatic he is, and about how quickly he falls in love. And you also have to think about what does he fall in love with. He falls in love with how she looks. Okay, so not all things can run smoothly. So Tybalt, who we remember from scene 1, who was the fiery, aggressive character, he recognises Romeo's voice and he's furious that there are Montagues at the feast in disguise. He wants to fight with them, but is stopped by Capulet, who describes Romeo as a virtuous and well-governed youth. So it's important to remember that Capulet doesn't hate Romeo. He says that he's well respected by the people of Verona, okay, and he doesn't want to fight at his party. Now, this is important as well, because Capulet doesn't want to fight. He has to admonish Tybalt. He has to make Tybalt back down, and someone like Tybalt does not react well to being asked to back down and made to look like a fool. Tybalt is ready to explode when he is reprimanded by his uncle, and he leaves threatening to get his own back on Romeo. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall now, seeming sweet, convert to bitter gall. He basically is saying that Romeo may be laughing now, but soon he is going to get his revenge. So there's a threat now. So we have Prince Aeschylus has a threat that whoever breaks the peace is going to die. Now we have Tybalt threatening Romeo. Romeo has done very little wrong apart from turning up at the party. Again, this is foreshadowing, hinting that Tybalt is going to fight. Okay, so we just get this impression that every time we see Tybalt that there's going to be a fight. So Romeo and Juliet meet. Romeo approaches Juliet and says his hand is unworthy to touch her hand, but that he can smooth things over with a kiss if needs be. She tells him that he doesn't give his hand enough credit and that holding hands is like kissing. When Romeo asks if saints and pilgrims have lips, Juliet responds by saying, "Aye, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer." So they're flirting here, and she's basically saying, yeah, you're supposed to use your lips for prayer, but it's said in a joking type of way. Romeo kisses Juliet and says his sins have now been absolved, to which Juliet says she must now have the sins and needs to be kissed again. So this is showing that Juliet wants to be kissed. Romeo kisses her again to take back the sins. So they had 2 kisses before they are interrupted by the nurse, who tells Juliet that her mother is looking for her. Okay, Romeo and Juliet realise the truth. So, just after the kiss, Romeo finds out that Juliet is a Capulet and says, "Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear account, my life is my foe's debt," which means that his life is in the hands of his enemy. So he has fallen in love with a member of the family of someone who is his foe. Okay? So Benvolio tells Romeo that they must go, and they leave the party. Everyone exits apart from Juliet and her nurse. Juliet asks the nurse the names of a few men, and when she comes to Romeo, she is told that he is the son of their enemy. Juliet is heartbroken and shouts, "My only love sprung from my only hate." Basically, this is the first time Juliet has fallen in love, and it was with someone who she is supposed to hate. Okay, so key points from Act 1, Scene 5. Tybalt is furious with Romeo and has vowed to get his revenge, and it is clear that he wants to kill Romeo. Now, that's important in terms of bringing the story forward. Tybalt is out to kill Romeo. Romeo shows his dramatic nature by going to a party heartbroken over Rosaline and leaving madly in love with Juliet. So he goes to a party completely heartbroken, says he's never going to look at another woman again, and he leaves the party madly in love with Juliet. So shows his dramatic, impetuous nature. He's not very constant in his beliefs. He's very changeable. These two events are the catalysts for the rest of the story and act as the first events in the premonition experienced by Romeo in the last scene that things would happen at the party that could end up costing him his life. So catalysts are something that you'll know from science that speed up reaction. So there's catalysts within stories that help to speed the story along or to bring the plot along. Both of these incidents raise the tension. If you think about the chart or the path of tension on a story, that tension is slowly rising. These two events are going to really, really accelerate the tension that is going to rise within the story until it reaches its climax. Okay, so that's us for Act 1, Scene 5. Again, if you liked the video, please hit like. And if you would like to subscribe for more Junior and Leaving Cert English video notes. Also, go to endasEnglishNotes.com where there's loads of great resources to help your grades in English. Thank you.